Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining me today. In today's world, where AI is revolutioning industries from healthcare to retail, banking domains, education domains, and whatnot, one thing remains constant. That is, data is foundation. Data is oil. Okay, so AI models can only be as good as data they are built on. In today's video, we are going to discuss what it means to be AI ready data. Okay, we are going to explore the principles of AI ready data and provide the actionable insights on how to prepare data for AI success. Okay, so whether you are a data scientist, whether you are a data engineer, whether you are a business owner, a product owner, okay, so this is video for you. I will try to explain in this short video like what does AI data ready mean, and like how you can make this happen in your organization to make AI implementation successful. Okay, so let's get started. So we'll talk about like what does AI ready data mean, right? So AI data refers to that data that is prepared, structured, enriched, and enable it to be seamlessly used by the AI systems, right? So now, like, let's take an example here, right? So imagine you are building a high performance car, okay? So AI ready data is like a premium fuel that ensures your engine runs smoothly, okay? So without it, your AI model might also fail, no matter how sophisticated it is. Okay, so same thing is applicable, like for example, you are building a house. Okay, so you have wrapped woods or broken tools, you can't build a good house, right? Same thing is applicable for the AI applications as well, right? If you don't have a good data, you will not have a good model, and eventually it will impact your business as well, be it in the accuracy side, be it in the prediction side. So no use of having a good AI applications in that case. So why AI ready data is important, how it can help the organizations, how it can help the business. Okay, so AI ready data ensures that you have the efficiency, you have the accuracy, and you have the relevancy, right? So in the efficiency, what does it does is basically it reduces the time spent in cleaning, fixing the data, and allowing teams to focus on the insights and innovation to do the actual things, right? And in accuracy is like like poor data leads to the poor predictions, right? Like garbage in and garbage out kind of concepts, right? So AI ready data ensures trust in the outputs. Okay, the third thing is the relevancy. So in relevancy, what happens, like the timely and the well structured data ensures that AI models make decisions based on the current and the applicable information, right? So these are the three benefits which AI ready data brings to any business or any organization. Okay, so now let's discuss about the principles of AI ready data. Okay, so I'm going to talk about like 6 principles of AI ready data, adding real world examples to highlight their importance. I will try to give some examples for the your understanding purpose. Okay, so the first principle is the diversity. Okay, so in diversity, it's kind of it's reduces the biases. Okay, so AI model need to have a diverse data to make a fair and unbiased predictions, right? Without diversity, AI models can reinforce like stereotypes or provide poor results. Okay, for your use cases, correct? Let's take an example over here. So like a healthcare AI model or a trained model, okay, rely on a data from a male patients. Okay, and this model, which is trained only on the male patients, can fail to detect the symptoms of heart disease in women, right? So because their symptoms can differ, right? So now if you include the diverse patient data, this will ensure you have a fair predictions across the various demographics, right? So your data should be used from the multiple sources. It can be the various geographic regions, it can be different age groups, genders, socio economic status and whatnot. Okay, so there can be a lot of examples around it. It can be in the finance, it can be in e-commerce, it can be in the education. Okay, it can be on doing some research as well, right? I mean, like, a lot of examples can be there. So I just gave you a basic example from the healthcare industry, right? So now is like the timeliness of the data. Okay, so what it means, it's like you are keeping your data fresh, right? So AI model require up to date data to remain relevant and effective. Okay, so now an outdated data can lead to incorrect predictions and the missed opportunities. Okay, so let's take an example, right? Like in e-commerce, you have AI powered recommendation system. Okay, and that is using the last year's purchase trends. Okay, and that might suggest winter coats in middle of summer because it's not updated, right? So a timely data ensures it aligns with the current buying patterns of the customers. Okay, so to achieve this, you should be implementing a real-time data ingestion pipelines and regularly update the data sets we used to train for training and predictions. Okay, so data should be fresh, and if you have a fresh data, then you can get the right predictions, and you can avail the available opportunities into the market. The third thing is accuracy. Okay, so in accuracy is something like you trusting in the outputs. Okay, so AI models need a clean, error-free data to generate reliable insights. Okay, so errors in the data can cause models to produce incorrect or misleading results. Okay, let's take an example for this, like a financially AI trained model, okay, on incorrect transactions. Transaction data might flag legitimate, purchases as a fraudulent. Okay, creating customer dissatisfaction. You know, because you are not getting a right accuracy. The person who is doing the have done a right transaction, but still it's been labeled as a fraudulent. Okay, so this can create a big issue. Okay, and it's not about the one customer. There can be thousands or millions of customers. Okay, and if your model starts giving you wrong insights or results, it can create a it can make your customer unhappy and create and can create a customer dissatisfaction. Okay, so team should be using the right validation tools to clean and verify the data accuracy. Okay, so that is something part of the accuracy. Now let's talk about the fourth principle, that is the accuracy, right? So in the accuracy, it is something like you sorry, in the security, it is something like you are protecting your sensitive data. Okay, so AI often works with the sensitive information such as the personal health or the financial data, right? So to ensure security is critical and for the compliance and the trust. Okay, so team should make sure that they use the encryption, masking, and the strict access control to secure the data throughout the life cycle. Okay, there can be various mechanisms, security mechanisms or methods can be used. It can vary from the organization to organization. It can be a healthcare organization, it can be in banking, it can be in education, it can be retail, it can be real estate. Okay, it can be anything. Okay, so the point here is like why it is important is something like breaching of the sensitive data can lead to regulatory penalties and loss of trust. Okay, so penalties can be huge ones. Okay, and also the last not the least thing in this is like losing the customer's trust. Okay, if customer is not trusting your business, okay, or your solution, nobody's going to buy. Okay, it can directly impact your business revenues. The fifth point is like discoverability, right? So in this, like we are trying to make data accessible, right? So data must be easy to locate and understood by humans and the systems. Okay, so AI systems and the people using them cannot use data they can find. Okay, if they are not able to find, right? Let's take an example, right? Imagine a data scientist searching for a sales data but finding it scattered across the multiple systems with no metadata, okay, to explain its context, right? This is where discoverability solves this problem. Okay, and how it can solve a problem, teams can use a right data catalog tools or metadata management tools. Okay, so that they can tag and organize their data. Okay, so if your metadata is highly enriched, okay, if you are maintaining a good catalogs of the data, you can easily find your data, you can easily discover your data, right? So this is where the discoverability comes into the picture, into the AI ready principles. Okay, AI ready data principles. Sixth point is the consumability. Okay, so in this, like how we are formatting data for AI. Okay, so data should be structured and formatted in a such a way that AI systems can easily process it. Okay, so now AI models cannot handle messy or unstructured data effectively. Okay, let's take an example over here. So sentiment analysis, right? A sentiment analysis AI requires text data to be tokenized and cleaned, right? Raw and unprocessed text with typos or some errors won't yield a good results. Okay, so you need to make sure your data is being, correctly tokenized, correctly cleaned, it's been correctly formatted. Okay, it's in a proper structured way, so that AI can yield you good results. The model can be trained accordingly. This is something, the importance of the consumability, the six principles. Okay, so how you can achieve this thing, right? So to achieve this thing, you need to pre-process data into the machine learning formats. Okay, like embeddings for text, structured tables for numeric. Okay, so there are a lot of examples like how it can be done. Okay, it depends again on the use case to use case, tools from tools to tool. But the point here is, like, tools may come and go, but the foundation and the principle remains same. Okay, principles can be added, principles can be modified, okay, as the technology evolves, but uh, the foundations will still remain the same. Okay, so let's discuss about some examples of, of like how the AI ready data and the poorly prepared data, some examples of, these two things. Okay, so poorly prepared data is something like, let's take an example of, few, industries like healthcare, finance, or e-commerce thing. So like how a poorly prepared data looks like. So a patient demography from healthcare data. This is a poorly prepared data, right? Financial records with mismatched date time formats. It is again a poorly prepared data in the finance industry. Product reviews with inconsistent labeling. This is poorly prepared data into the e-commerce world, right? Now, AI ready data, okay, in the same industries, right? Complete patient data with consistent units and formats, okay. Financial data with right timestamps and the cleaned, duplicates, no duplicates just been removed from that data, right? This can be called as an AI ready data, right? Product reviews categorized and labeled for sentiment analysis. This is a, AI ready data for e-commerce thing. Okay, now let's talk about, like, what are the steps to prepare the AI ready data. Okay, so there are generally six steps. Okay, and it again depends upon the teams and the organization, like how many steps they want to add. But like in general, like I would go with the six steps, right? So the first step is the data ingestion. Okay, so collecting data from the multiple data sources. It can be databases, it can be IoT devices, it can be, some in-house servers, some drives and whatnot. So first step is to collect that data from the multiple, sources. The second step is like transformation. Okay, in transformation there can be a lot of steps, right? But uh, uh, in general, it is like standardizing, cleaning, and enriching the data. Okay, so these are the steps into the transformation thing. The third step is the validation. Okay, so in the validation, teams should be checking the completeness, accuracy, and the relevance of that particular data. It should run some data quality checks as well, right? How good your data is, like how good the accuracy of data should look like, okay, when they go for training a model. The fourth is like governance. Okay, so in the governance, it's something like, establishing a clear rules for data ownership, access, and the compliance thing. Okay, so that is something, is a part of the governance. The fifth point is like storing and indexing. Okay, how you are storing, how you are organizing, your data in a such a way that it is easily searchable. Okay, there are various techniques, right? Like can do the indexing, you can do the vectorization, you can use a right embedding model, right? Vector dimensions. Okay, just to make sure your data is very much, searchable in a and gives you the right results, right? The sixth thing is the monitoring thing. Okay, so in the monitoring, basically, you would be, continuously tracking the quality metrics to maintain the data readiness. Okay, it should have a feedback loop. It is continuously, monitoring your data, and it is also seeing like how it is able to perform with, various use cases or various models to maintain the consistent AI ready data. Okay, now let's talk about like how the data scientists and the data engineers can help in, creating AI ready data. Okay, so if we talk about the AI, from the data scientist part, they can perform the exploratory data analysis to identify the trends and fix the issues, right? They can also find the new features that can enhance the AI model performance. Okay, they can extract the new features, or they can suggest to have new features added as a part of data that can enhance the model performance, right? And also they can mitigate biases by ensuring the databases are balanced and fair. Again, they have to follow all these principles and the steps which I discussed about, but this is where they can help out with creating AI ready data. Data engineers basically can build pipelines for seamless data ingestion and the transformation. They are going to write all the code and like how the data is getting ingested, okay, within the data lakes, and like how the pre-processing and transformation would have happen. Okay, data engineers can also validate or automate the validation checks to improve the efficiency. They can implement some data quality checks. They can add some validation checks to make sure your uh, data is highly accurate. Okay, and hence improving the data efficiency. Okay, and also they can work with the security team to make sure your data is secure to meet the compliance requirements, whether it is a HIPAA, whether it is a GDPR. Okay, all this best practices are being implemented. So together they can create a system where a high quality data flows seamlessly into the AI application. Okay, so now I think is that like AI ready data is foundation for every successful AI initiative in organization, irrespective of the domains, right? It can be healthcare, it can be retail, it can be e-commerce, it can be innovation company, it can be retail, whatnot. Okay, so by following the principles of diversity, security, discoverability, which we discussed, in the video, and involving the data scientists and engineers in the preparation, organization can unlock the full potential of the AI, right? From chatbots to predictive healthcare systems, success only begins from the high quality data. Okay, and the AI ready data. Okay, I hope this video was helpful for you guys to understand like what does AI ready data means, what are the principles, how you can do that. Okay, and how it can be leveraged in your organization. Okay, if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to post in the comment section, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.